Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before I start off with my presentation, I would like to thank the organizers of this conference, and particularly my friend Mr. Marco, for giving me this opportunity to present a paper. Unfortunately, I am not an authority on Tyre, and therefore please don't expect anything from me. This is an honest confession, like the confession made by a husband to a wife when he was questioned by the wife. Darling, how many ladies you have slept with? The husband said, my dear, I only slept with you, but with the rest I was wide awake. So, so this is going to be an honest confession about my knowledge, but having been associated with we have two magazines. One is Rubber Asia. We have been publishing it for the last 25 years. And we have another magazine called the Tyre Asia, which is 5-year-old. So I had the privilege of associating with a lot of people in the industry. And therefore I gained some knowledge, which I would like to share. The paper today of mine is Globalization of Indian Tyre Industry and an Insight. I'm giving it in different segments for you to understand it better. First, the Indian tyre industry. If one were to compare the major development in the Indian tyre industry in recent years with driving an automobile, it would aptly be described that the industry is in top gear. Just as a supercharged automobile on a German expressway leaves a trail of milestone behind, the Indian tyre industry is reporting rapid growth acceleration through capacity expansion and building of greenfield projects. In the past 3-4 years, India has witnessed unprecedented investment in tyre industry, the likes of which perhaps the country has not so far witnessed. Now I talk about the auto industry. While the Goldman Sachs report on BRIC economies were making headlines nearly a decade ago, a slow yet steady transformation had been taking place on the Indian automobile horizon. Not only homegrown players, but also a large number of world's giant automobile manufacturers have been racing to India to set up global-sized plants. Thus today, Indian automobile buyer has before him a large bouquet of the latest offerings across all vehicle segments. As a result, India's auto sector has shown remarkable growth performance in the last few years, be it the commercial vehicle, passenger cars, farm sector or two-wheelers, all has shown a growth ranging from 13 to 17% during the 7 years between 2005 and 2011. India is the largest truck and 2-3-wheeler producer, second largest bus maker, 6th largest car manufacturer, 8th largest CV producer, and also India houses more than 125 R&D centers of Fortune 500 companies that are coming out with cutting-edge technologies. Well, now I talk about Indian economy. Indian economy has returned an impressive growth of more than 8%, ranking it as the second fastest growing economy in the world. Economic recession in the developed world could not hold back the growth for long, and the Asian elephant trumpeted even louder in the years subsequent to the global recession. Well, now I talk about infrastructure, investment in infrastructure. For many years now, investment in infrastructure is central to the policies and programs launched by the government of India. The 5-year plans have also envisaged substantial investment in infrastructure from a meager 226 billion US dollars in the 10th plan, which is 2002 to 2007. The infrastructure investment in 2007 and 2012 is estimated to touch 514 billion, which is again envisaged to get doubled in the next 5 years, which is 2012 to 2017, that is being finalized. Well, currently at 4.2 million kilometers, India has the second largest road network in the world. Naturally, tire industry is a major beneficiary of such a large road network. Well, what is driving this growth? Tire being a derived industry, there are two determinants of growth: automobile sector and infrastructure. Well, now I talk about the growth of the tire industry. Mirroring the growth in the economy, the Indian tire company, which is comprising of mainly of 10 major players, have shown a growth rate of 10% in the last few years, one of the highest in the world. Taking clue from the huge rise in the automobile production, the tire industry has lined up investment of nearly $4 billion towards setting up of additional capacity, particularly in truck and bus radial tires. Following the launch of the new generation commercial vehicle and coming up of better expressways, the demand for radial T&B tire is seeing a huge growth opportunity. The radialization in T&B tires that was just about 4% 2 years ago has reached 18% and is expected to reach 25% over the next 2 years. A majority of the players in the industry are expanding capacity to be ahead of the demand curve. Now, I will talk about the global tire makers. Tire companies which have set up new greenfield capacities or are in the process of doing so are the global majors like Michelin in southern India, which is Tamil Nadu, Bridgestone in Pune, which is western state of Maharashtra, Yokohama in the north. With Continental having taken over an existing tire company, the rest were Modi Rubber, 4 of the top 5 global tire majors, that is Bridgestone, Continental, Goodyear and Michelin, have great presence in India. Well, they are the foreign players. Now let me talk about the Indian tire companies. Besides these tire majors, Indian tire companies with global footprints, namely Apollo Tyres, JK and Chiat, have also set up plants in Tamil Nadu, which is Apollo and JK, and at Halol, that is in the western state of Gujarat by Chiat. In fact, the state of Gujarat is fast catching up with Tamil Nadu, which has earned itself the title of Detroit of India. Besides, homegrown tire majors like MRF, BKT and Metro are also setting up new capacities across tire segments like radial truck tires, high performance passenger car tires, OTR and two-wheeler tires. In brief, Indian tire industry has created a robust framework for building new capacities as well as investing in an expansion of the existing plants to meet the needs of today as well as to seize the growth opportunities of tomorrow. Well, this is the bright side of the picture. Now I will talk about the bottleneck. Well, having said about the good side, nothing in life is picture perfect. Presently, the macroeconomic scenario in India is facing several headwinds. There has been slackening in automobile sales as well. The automobile industry, having experienced a growth upward of 25%, both in the financial year 2010 and 2011, have so far seen muted growth this year. The growth in M and HCV sector has also been impacted due to the rising interest rates, and hence rising cost of ownership, increase in fuel oil, and the slowing down of industrial growth. The growth in the replacement market and the demand thereof for the commercial vehicle segment could remain a matter of concern in view of the slower economic growth. Well, let me conclude by giving you little details of the future trends. However, new challenges hide new opportunities as well. Long-term growth prospects continue to be bright. Investment in road and other infrastructure, rising disposable income, low penetration of vehicle, strong rural demand, and urbanization will continue to generate demands for auto industry and in turn giving fillip to the tire industry. Well, with all these key developments, soon it will be time for volume 2 of the BRIC report, of which India's chapter would make interesting and exciting reading. Thank you for listening.